Welcome back to another Film Geek movie review, and good morning! Well, at least it's morning at the time of filming this video. Today I'm off to the good old matinee to check out the horror comedy, I Don't Understand You. I Don't Understand You is written and directed by David Joseph Craig and Bryan Cranto. This film is starring Nick Kroll and Andrew Rannells. It tells the story of a couple who goes to Italy to celebrate the adoption of their first child and try to rekindle their relationship while they're over there. And wouldn't you know it, a bunch of crap happens. As I like to say, wackiness ensues. This is a very dark comedy by the looks of things, and I do absolutely love a dark comedy. So you know what? It's enough of me sitting here jibber-jabbering on. It's time for me to get out the door because I need to go check out I Don't Understand You. Welcome back. Just getting home from I Don't Understand You. And guys, I thought this movie was alright, however, I don't think it's going to be for everyone. So let's get this started, shall we? We're going to get things started with negatives, then move into the positives to end the video on the ever so important high note. This movie is what is known as a comedy of errors. That's when something happens and it just keeps rolling, and basically it's a snowball effect. Starts off little and then eventually gets really, really big as the film progresses. And that's exactly how this movie goes. And dark comedies really work well with comedy of errors. I know I said this was a horror comedy going into it, but after seeing the movie, it falls well within the dark comedy area. There is some violence in this film, but it's nothing that I would really put into the horror area. There's some blood and so on. Again, not necessarily gore, just, run-of-the-mill kind of stuff, I guess you could say, in a movie such as this, but nothing that I would say throws it into the horror category. At no point in time in this movie did I feel like the movie was trying to scare me. It was just trying to make me laugh, and it did have its moments there. But this movie is dark. It goes into some very dark areas, and I don't necessarily think that it's going to be everyone's cup of tea. Now, in movies like this, in a dark comedy, generally speaking, you're not dealing with the most likable people. But in this film, they work really hard at the beginning of this movie to get you to like these guys. And then as things keep going and building and getting bigger, you're supposed to kind of slowly not like these guys, but then you're supposed to like them again. It's very confusing how they roll with this. Let me give you an example. In a movie like Very Bad Things with Cameron Diaz, Jon Favreau, and Christian Slater. In that film, things happen and everything escalates and it gets completely out of control, except the people that are causing all these events to happen are extremely unlikable people, and you want to see bad things happen to them as it progresses. This movie doesn't really do that. It kind of seems like all the bad things happen to all the better people, and then the other people who are kind of on the side, you're kind of like, I don't know about these guys. It seems like things just keep working out for them in this movie. So if you're someone who has to see movies where people get their comeuppance, well, I don't know what to tell you with this one, because in all honesty, it's like they're trying to do a dark comedy, but at the same time, like a feel-good comedy at the same time. And let me tell you guys, it just didn't work out for me in the vibe of this film. I thought that the theme of this movie was also extremely easy to figure out because they give it away in the name of the movie. The entire comedy of errors, what causes all of these problems, is in the title of the movie, I Don't Understand You. And that's not just meaning I don't understand you as in language, it could also mean on emotional levels, motivations, things of that sort. The whole theme of this film is understanding others, communication, and so on. And unfortunately, I think I would have had a lot more enjoyment out of this movie if I wouldn't have known that going into it. If it was something that I would have to have tried to watch the film and piece together as things go on, I think I would have had a little bit more enjoyment out of this movie. But when you literally name the movie after the running gag of the film, what's the point of having the running gag in the first place? Let's move into those positives, shall we? Now, the first thing I want to talk about is our leads. Now, I did really like Nick Kroll and Andrew Rannells in the roles. I thought they had great chemistry together. It was just the script itself didn't work. But those two themselves worked well. I thought they delivered the laughs. I thought they had great chemistry between the two of them. And I thought they played their roles very well. In fact, it was kind of refreshing to see Nick Kroll playing a character that wasn't a complete womanizing dirtbag. He was just kind of a insensitive jerk in this film, so that was kind of nice to see him play that. I'm not really familiar too awful much with Andrew Rannells as an actor. I know that he's done a lot of voice acting, but he does a really great job in the role in this film. The sub actors, the side actors, the character actors from Italy, also great performances in that area. There are some very funny laugh out loud moments that I found myself getting a good belly laugh out of also, but again, that really depends on your sense of humor with whether or not you have that darker edge to your sense of humor. All in all, guys, I would have to say that this experience wasn't necessarily half bad, but I do think I would have enjoyed this movie a lot more if I would have watched it on a streaming service at home. So that's why I am going to give this movie the solid, watch it in theaters out of curiosity if you're just a big fan of dark comedies, but in all, guys, I think you're going to get more enjoyment out of this movie if you just wait for it to come to streaming services. Well, that's all I have for you today, guys. Thanks again for checking out the Film Geek. If you liked what you saw here today, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, or ring that bell for notifications, and give me the old thumbs up so I know you like what you're seeing. And if there's one more thing you can do, folks, that is keep watching movies. You know I'm gonna.